You're listening to the B-side of Real Talk All Sport. Just a little segment that we do on the second week of our recordings. So, Nate, the bit, and I guess it's a bit of a for goodness Blake.
Okay.
Something I want to read to you. You're not on social media. And
Well, I am, but it's not me. Just let you know. Like, someone takes care of it for me. And if you want to have a chip or a pop, it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
There'll be no replies. It's just to post content for marketing purposes.
There we go. And so, Exeter City, so a club we're not...
Exeter?
Exeter.
Oh, yeah, I was down there a couple of weeks ago.
League One.
Wrexham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, League One team.
Nice little club.
Nice little club. They've released a statement about a player. So, a player of theirs has gone from...
Is this good, bad, or the indifferent? Or the ugly?
It's a little bit ugly, to be honest.
Oh,
So-
shit. Controversy. Let's
Yeah.
hear it then.
So, a player goes by the name of Caleb Watts has gone from Exeter City to Devon rivals.
Yeah, Young Mixed Raceland, I think he
Plymouth.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He's gone what?
to Plymouth. So, Devon rivals,
Okay.
Exeter to Plymouth.
Okay.
Arguably,
We've just gone into League One as well.
yeah. So,
Okay.
so Plymouth, in terms of League One, they are a big club,
club,
and they'll
yeah,
be fighting
yeah.
for promotion.
Yeah.
So, that is a big move. He has done it, but his contract's run out at Exeter. He's gone to Plymouth. But this is the post. Usually it's a thank you or thank you for your service. Or just so-and-so's departed the club.
Mm-hmm.
All the best. Exeter City have released this statement on their Instagram.
This sounds... For you to go to Exeter, this
I know, yeah,
good,
this is
man. I'm waiting
yeah.
for this. Okay,
So
come
it
on,
goes-
give it to me.
Exeter City can confirm that Caleb Watts has declined a contract offer which the club considered to be both fair and competitive, choosing to instead join another League One side. Haven't mentioned Plymouth, but it's Plymouth.
Mm-hmm.
As a supporter-owned club with a unique and sustainable model, we take great pride in consistently competing at this level despite operating with one of the smallest budgets
Mhm.
in the division.
Yeah.
We were able to come close to matching the financial terms
We
offered
were
to Caleb.
able to or unable
We
to?
were unable to come
Okay.
close to matching the financial terms offered to Caleb by another club, Plymouth. Caleb joined, this is the interesting part, Caleb joined Exeter City in September 2023 after a difficult period of injuries. The dedication of the club's coaching and medical departments, who worked tirelessly on his fitness, enabled Watts to play over 1,500 minutes this season,
Oh, shit.
which is the most in his senior career so far.
Yeah.
While we understand this is an offer Caleb could not refuse, we are disappointed he has decided not to repay the commitment and faith shown to him during his time at the club.
I think there's one word in there. Take away the RE from repay. It's about money, mate. Right? You love the game. You love playing football. You know, whether you're wearing the blue shirt of Cardiff City, the red and white shirt of Sheffield United, the white shirt of Bolton Wanderers, the blue and white shirt of Blackburn, the gold shirt of Wolves. It doesn't matter. Right? You just, like, some people are just, to be a professional footballer is a huge privilege. I know Exeter, well, that sounds like you're a bit bitter and twisted because
Yeah.
you've gone into his injury record and all that, you know.
That's the
That's a
interest-
bit,
it's
that's a
little
bit out of
personal.
it. Well, it's you may as well just come out and say what you really want to say because that's saying nothing really, but at the same time, it's a bit, no.
Yeah.
You know, you've done this.
If it wasn't for us,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be here.
No. The player's still got to go out and do it, you know. And if the player's injured, that's within, you know, the club's rules. You've got to try and. What are you going to do? Leave him on the sideline like a broken down car and just say, "Oh, we don't treat him. Go and get your own treatment." Like that's the case for everybody. It just boils down to one. He's gone to your rival. I understand that. You know what I mean? I know players who went from Cardiff to Swansea and vice versa. You know, never a great idea in my book because, you know, there's probably other options you can go to if one club are looking at you. Chances are there's probably two or three. But they're more bitter and twisted because he's not stayed with them. Now, I know Plymouth have gone down to League One and Exeter in League One, but as they admit, they say, well, we've got one of the smallest budgets in the league. And can Caleb as a player say, and I don't know Caleb, but as a player, can he say, well, I've enhanced and improved my level of football? Well, yeah, because he's just gone to a bigger club.
Mm-hmm. Who will be fighting to get into that championship
Who
as
they
well.
admit admittedly sort of they're saying is a bigger club. I know it's horrible, but starting to chuck out like we've done this for him and done that for him, and that's if he'd signed for your club, you would have done that for him and done this for him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's just part and parcel of the deal. Everybody knows how it goes. They're probably a bit disappointed that they haven't got the money for him. He's probably, if he's gone on a free transfer, so he's probably 23 plus, so there's no money or nothing like that. But that's down to them. Like, I would say, well, maybe when you were rehabbing him, and you let his contract run down, maybe that was within your benefit, that if he doesn't recover, at least we haven't got another 2 years to pay him at the end of this.
Yeah.
But then he's come good, got in the team, done well, and he's got to move. Listen, it's sticks in your throat a little if you're Exeter fan or board member, clearly if you're a board member. But I look at that as, it's one of them, I think, in the boardroom, say what you like, but publicly, just say, good luck, all of us.
Very best, yeah. And also, like, I look at it, because you've talked to me about transfers and actually feeling at home is a big, important part of it. Devon, there are not many teams in that division in Devon way.
Absolutely
and
not.
He's not going to have to make that massive commitment of moving.
Absolutely. And what do you think? What do you think Exeter would have done had he not recovered from injury and played games? He'd be on a free transfer now with no one. They wouldn't be saying,
he'd be released.
He'd be released. Sometimes a club, depending on the way it's being run, sometimes and this is a well-run club, sometimes you lose out. It's hard to take on the chin because clubs always want everything in their way. But as a player, you got to look after and do what's best for you and your family. So, I understand why you've pulled it out.
I was like,
whoa. Yeah.
I was like,
a bit,
I was like, maybe I'd be thinking different if I supported a club, but I was like, from an outsider, that is.
But if I was at Newport County and that happened to us, and because we know we're not getting no financial gain from him, I would be really disappointed, but not in him.
Yeah.
I've been in the game a long time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Those owners and those board members, they've been in the game a long time. You know how it rolls. If I went to Exeter City now and said, okay, so there's not a player in your last 20 years that you could point to and go, we dim off and we got the better of the deal and all that.
Yeah.
Come on. It's just so stupid.
It's the game, isn't it?
It's the game, mate. Yeah. You win some, you lose some, but you live. You live to fight another day.
Right, ready for Bring Back the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, man.
So usually we go for
retired. We've had it for a while.
Yeah, usually we go for retired players, but I thought I'd go for one who's already playing right now.
Okay, interesting.
So, do you want me to go straight into it? Or do
yeah,
you want
man. Yeah. Give me. Give me the guess. I like the guess.
International player.
Okay.
He
Premier League, Championship.
Premier League.
Okay.
He is an attacker.
Okay.
And internationally, he plays for an African nation.
Man, that's gonna be too long. Yeah.
Plays for a club that has impressed you in the past few years as well.
In the Premier League?
Yep.
Brighton.
I was going to say kind of close, but it's reasonably kind of same that area.
London club?
It is indeed London.
Crystal Palace.
Not Crystal Palace.
Fulham.
Not Fulham.
Chelsea.
Chelsea impressed you?
So. Brentford.
Brentford indeed.
Okay.
So I guess it's who's impressed you for Brentford, an attacker and plays for an African nation.
What's the centre forward's name? Wisa.
Not Risa. Good player though. I rate him.
Yeah, he's done brilliant.
Yeah.
Mbeumo.
Mbeumo, indeed. Brian Mbeumo.
I seen him on Sky last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to Man U.
Do you reckon is he going definitely going to Man U?
I don't know,
by the time
but
we've
my
seen
two
this?
sons.
By the time we've seen this, he might have actually
Yeah,
gone.
yeah,
though.
yeah. But
So,
my two sons, well,
yeah.
my youngest, my one son is away playing golf on a stag do. And
he's
my
like the Fabrizio Romano of United, isn't he?
And
Here we go. Brian Mbeumo.
My other son is like he's on it. Like, and we spoke last night actually, or was it the night before, about the possibilities of him going there. And I said, like, they should have signed him a couple of years ago, but what a great signing. And then he said he's only
25.
I thought he was like older.
If you asked me and I hadn't done the
28,
research,
29.
I would have thought 28, 29.
Because he went up with Brentford from the Championship. He's at Brentford in the Championship.
Indeed, they beat Swansea in the playoff final.
That's right, yeah.
He didn't score, but he still played well, and he's been part of that time. But
well, he's consistently got better and scored more goals every year.
yeah. So, do you want to hear a little bit about Brian
Yeah,
Mbeumo?
let's do that.
So,
I like that.
although plays for Cameroon, he was born in the French town of Aveyron, which has a population of 6,346.
The French, man, they just got, I've said it before, they got African players for fun.
And like it's just a random tiny town there. So and came from this tiny town, product of the. My pronunciation for this is going to be bad, but the Troyes. Troyes. Troyes Academy.
Troyes, yeah.
So this academy. So it's a team in the Ligue 2, so second division of the French league. This team is also the same place that developed the French midfielder Matuidi. So
these are the places where I would say Cardiff City in the Championship
should be having a little pop at.
Should have been Italian League 2, French League 2, Norwegian leagues, or all these lower, not the top Serie A, because you're going to be paying 5 million plus, but these sort of leagues where you can pick them up for 800 grand, 700 grand, 1 million. That's evidently what Brentford did a little bit. Yeah, absolutely.
So he began his career there in like 2018, and then moved to Brentford after he played 41 games for Troyes and scored 11 goals in League 2, which doesn't sound crazy.
No, but you're developing, right? This is what what he's developed is exactly what probably Brentford expected him to do, or hoped he would.
And so Brentford obviously saw something in Brian. And in 2019, on the 5th of August, the day after my birthday, they moved to Brentford when they were in the Championship on a 5-year contract for a fee.
Let me guess.
Club fee.
1.2.
No.
3.
Nope.
Lower?
Higher.
5.
£5.8 million.
Right.
So for a Championship club, that's kind of on the higher end.
Yeah, for the size they were at the time, that was definitely higher.
But that is a record fee for them. If you think about what Cardiff's record fee, bearing in mind that it would have been in the Prem, but before
Cornelius, 10, 11.
He was about 8 million. I think we bought.
I think it was 10 million euros at the time.
So about 8 million quid, which is the same amount we paid for like Kolka. Yeah. I think we may have paid a bit more for Gary Medella, around about the
Gary Medina we paid 6 million for.
No disrespect, but just the performance. If you think Brian Mbeumo was that much,
less.
Flip me.
Yeah, it was less. Let me just say for Mr. Medina, I do feel sorry for him because I don't think he was ever given an opportunity properly. I think it was. Yeah. It was all a bit,
And that was more out of, I can't believe Brian Mbeumo, this player, they got him for that much. Which you think
great business, though.
Now. Really good business. And we always love when a scout is picked out a player.
Absolutely.
And so on his performances in 2019 to the 2020 season, he won EFL Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year in the Football Awards, and went through against Swansea in that playoff final, and they won there. He played alongside Ivan Toney as
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
who took so much and was given a lot of credit because he was a very good player, Ivan Toney, which meant that his value hiked up to 40 million as an England striker, was then bought by the Saudi League for 40 million. I think a lot of people thought, well, who are they going to bring in?
Yeah, because Wiesa was there, but you didn't. But he's developed. That's great. Give a player opportunity, though, right?
And so, in selling Ivan Toney, they brought in Igor Thiago, who's a Brazilian striker, but suffered a lot of injuries from the offset when he joined. But the likes of Wiesa and Brian Mbeumo have just stepped into that play and done brilliantly. He's still 25 years old, and now Man U want to sign him. I think he deserves to go in the Hall of Fame for just being an unbelievable player. Just, you almost have that Morgan Rogers-esque of, there's all this noise, there's people who get more noise than I do, but I crack on, and every time I deliver.
Fulfilled his potential, and then some, you'd say.
Yeah.
Right? Because and the other thing is, doesn't get injured a lot.
No.
Right? So plays lots of games. Been there now, 5, 6 seasons, 7 seasons, and has done unbelievable. But, I think if you're looking at recruitment, you could look at stats, right? A lot of people say, stats is stat-based. And I agree, you can look at stats and they can tell you a lot. But also, they're not going to tell you about his potential going forward. They're not going to tell you that he will reach his potential. That is just down to the manager and his coaching staff and the club. That's where you got to credit Brentford and go, like, first of all, brilliant for having, the balls to go scouting at that level.
I'd love to be a scout.
Right? Yeah, it's great. Recruitment is great. I think recruitment is one of the best part of the game. One of the most satisfying anyway, especially when you get it right. And then that kid, imagine if you're the person who recommended Mbeumo to Brentford now, not just on the stats. I went and seen him play. I've seen his attitude. He's great with the lads. Works hard in the team. Blah blah. Because you could have a great stat record, like you scored 30 goals in 35 games, but you don't move.
Yeah, but there's some guy who's passing it across the line to you
there's some
every game.
who's running down the ring and knocking it in, and you just finish.
Yeah.
That stat is saying you're a great finisher. Then when you come to the championship, you can't freaking move. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you always need the eyes as well. You can't just go on the stat. You need the eyes, and then you need a good understanding of the kid's background and his parenting and upbringing and stuff like that. And I think that combination of the three, Brentford clearly done their homework, and it's. I know we resort a lot of things back to Cardiff, but it's what Cardiff haven't been able to do in 15 years.
Yeah.
Right, of the ownership model they got. They play at it. They may as well get a PlayStation and play Football Manager, because it's that type of sort of recruitment they deal with. Like Medine.
Yeah.
6 million quid. Well, is that right for the club right now at this moment in time? Was it hell? You took him out of a club where he was happy and scoring and blah, 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 blah. I think it was Bolton.
It was either Bolton or Blackpool.
Go to Bolton.
Yeah.
I think he went from us to Bolton then and come from Blackpool. You might be right. But, never fitted in. It was like a proper...
It's as much as are we right for them as...
Well, a proper eyebrow raiser to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then he was gone before he even got chance to settle down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, learn your lesson. You've done that with Marky McCoy and Cornelius. Before he got a chance to settle down, he was gone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And playing in the Champions League.
And then playing in the Champions League. So, okay, you might not have got 20, 30 million quid from him, but you would have got your money back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's for you to now develop and coach him. I never thought he was going to be like what they said he was, but, I've been wrong millions of times. Do you know what I mean? And you don't know what the player's attitude is. He might have a determination that, and clearly, that kid did, because he went and played Champions League football. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, like I say, like Cardiff got a lot to learn, but they never learn anything. They'll just end up being in the same position.
I'll go over to Troyes for them if they want.
Yeah.
I'll say no, God. If you want, I'll pop over. I'll drive there to go and spot some Matt Tweedies or some Mbeumo's from.
Yeah. Well, Cardiff just got a different sort of structure. They've got a structure that it is non-existent really in football. Don't need that kind of structure. They're like running alongside. They're like a lower level of Man United.
Yeah.
Players never come and do well.
It does feel like whether you're not. Oh, that's horrible.
Players never go and do well at United today.
No.
Anthony, Sancho,
Di Maria Mount.
You mentioned him earlier. Who was on loan at us from Crystal Palace.
Zaha. Yeah.
I mean, came to us from Man United. Still didn't lots. We've had a lot of players we spent money on. The lad who's Murphy.
Yeah.
Who's doing decent now at Portsmouth.
Yeah.
You gotta question like the whole structure of Cardiff. And it won't change. I think there's talk of an agency going in and running things. Listen, good luck with that.
I'll do it. Yeah. I'll do it, Nate. I'll go out to.
You can go in and just say, "My name is Dav Shakin Stevens, Mr. Denim." You probably don't know who Shakin Stevens is.
I know who Shaky is. Absolutely. He was voted best voice of Wales, which I think the Tom Jones fans weren't happy about. But I'd love to do it. I'll show my football manager.
I think Mbeumo, fantastic. Honestly, absolutely made up for him. And
let's hope if he does go to United that he can be that person who changes.
Well, he's Premiership prime, didn't he? He's done it year in, year out. Like, if you said to me, would he be a better selection than Anthony, say, or Sancho? I'd say, well, he hasn't ducked or shirked. He's one of their top players and has become season upon season one of their top players. He's now a top player. So if he goes to United, he's only going to be playing with better players. The only way it doesn't work at United is if you keep this nightmare of changing managers and players running the dressing room and like doing what they want until some manager gets hold of that dressing room and gets it into shape. No. But if you ask me, will he do well at United? I would say, yeah. I think he'll do really well.
I think so, just because he's got that Premier League experience as well. I think it's kind of not credited enough that Premier League experience. But happy with Brian Mbeumo? Can we put him in?
Yeah, put him in, mate. Congrats, Dav.
Thanks. I wish we had the copyright to end it with a shaky track.